All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 58, Tobacco Road, featuring our guest tonight, Robert Brown from Grown Ash Cigar Society, Incorporated. As we continue our business, what's up? As we continue our Black Business Series, another week, another stellar guest, and hopefully another stellar show, which I'm not doubting at all. So, let's do this. CB, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Just another week in quarantine, and we're almost the weekend, so I'm never going to complain. We're that much closer to the weekend.
Right. Rob, how are you? What a crazy time we're living in right now.
I know, man. I'm good though, man. I'm good. All is well on my end.
Good. Good.
Things keep on, brother. We make it do what it do, regardless of the situation. That's how we do.
Exactly. How So you're in Florida, correct? For
correct.
People who don't know. Yeah. How's the handling the pandemic going on down there? What's life like?
Well, for me, life is great. and the reason I say that, I mean, you got different people that think differently here. Well, everywhere. So you got people that's going to do what they want to do. You got some people that, as far as handling the what we going through. And it's like, okay, me and my family, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to stay in our lane. But you got some people that's out there and, they just want to do whatever the hell they want to do. But, hey, I let them stay over there. I keep doing my thing. I got my mask, and I'm good. I'm good.
Right. Before we go any further, I want to, we normally dedicate the show to somebody when somebody's passed away. And this week, I lost a friend of mine, former neighbor of mine, Brandon Bradshaw, to COVID-19. So coronavirus is real out here. So I want to, I think he was like 33, 34 years old. So I want to dedicate the show to him, send some positive energy in the air, and we're gonna make this happen. I'm pinning Instagram Live real quick, so everybody know where to find us at on Facebook and IG.
Okay.
All right.
You can put it in a group if you want as well. I mean, you're in our group, right?
Yeah. Same comment. All right. So for those on our Instagram Live, if you want to check us out live on the podcast, that's where you can find us. All right. So let's get started. CB, what do you know about this guy right here? Kamala.
Man, oh man. Yeah. So he was the defense. He's a defensive back, I think, who
I believe so.
Got caught trying to sneak a lady into the training camp facility or whatever. And he got booted off the team. Like, wow. And what was really funny about that to me was someone on Twitter was like, yo, if he had just dressed that person up as Marshawn Lynch and had her stand near something that said the 1 yard line, no one in Seattle would have paid her any mind. Like, dang.
Wow. When that happened?
Just the last couple days.
Yeah. I got the headline last night about it. And now I don't know if you paid attention to Hard Knocks before, but it was I can't remember what team it was where they blew curfew and they tried. One of the guys had snuck his girlfriend in one of the campus houses that they had too. Maybe that was the Rams. CB. Does that sound familiar?
I think that was the Rams when they were in.
Jeff Fisher. Yeah. Jeff Fisher just laid into this guy.
Oh yeah, because it was like a rookie.
Yeah, and this guy right here, Kamala's a rookie too. You're getting shot in the league. Look, this pandemic is going on, and there's not a lot else going on, and you have a chance to play professional football, probably something that your goal for a long time.
Right.
And somewhere in the back, how did he think he was going to pull this off? Besides dressing her up as a staff member.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It baffles me.
I mean, it's crazy because a lot of people work so hard to get to that point, and then you got, knuckleheads like that just, get to that right at the 1 yard line and just blow it over a piece of, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We got some early comments going on.
And congrats to Sean, by the way. Congrats to Sean, by the way.
10 years.
10 year. Yep. That's today. So
I don't want to toot my horn, but he kind of gave me the early release a couple of days ago. and look, you can see where he is 10 years, from that album. I mean, but that stuff back then was good too. But I know what he's got coming for this next project. At least 2 things, maybe 3. But congrats to Sean. A lot of people just stop after 1 album. This guy's been going for a long time, so definitely got to have for when he wants to do that big release of his last album. We all waiting. Mm-hmm. We got Kevin in the house.
Kevin's in the house.
What's up, Dave?
Dave's probably got a cigar in hand, no doubt.
Yeah, that's my. Look, I talked to him today, and I was like, "Look, come on through. We know you like cigars, and just come through and have a good time and ask some questions and just be here." And of course,
up, Dave? There go the man.
There's a big dog right there. We got some things to talk about him later on, but.
Hey, that's my dude right there, boy.
That's CB. That's Pops, just in case.
Right.
Okay.
I figured. Okay. The legend himself.
So let's talk about this one right here too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of you heard about this one. So George Kittle was just paid $75 million. Is that guaranteed, CB?
Not all of it, but it's the richest tight end contract of all time.
Exactly. Now, does he deserve it? Is the question.
I think so. I mean, I'm also, when it comes to sports, I'm a players guy. So he's one of the best overall offensive players in the league. So regardless of position, I feel like he deserves to be paid as such,
Right. Now, has Kelsey got paid yet?
Yeah. So literally, Kelsey got paid 4 hours later. So I haven't seen terms of the deal, but literally Kittle got a deal, and then 4 hours later they announced that Kelsey and the Chiefs have signed an extension. But I haven't seen any numbers yet.
Okay. I mean, if
Moves
anything, who had the better season last year? I mean, I know they were neck and neck, and one won the Super Bowl, the other one didn't.
Right. I think that Kelsey had he's just super consistent. He's the cream of the crop, but Kittle is a beast, and he, along with being good offensively, catching the ball, he's also a good blocker and everything too. Both these guys contribute in more than one facet of the game.
Right. All right. Well, I mean, if it's up to me, I mean, Kittle deserves to get paid, but talking about a Super Bowl champion here too, you can't undercut somebody that beat that team.
We got to see what that contract ends up being, because they said it was an extension, and you have to imagine that him and his reps were just waiting to see whatever Kittle's numbers was, so that they can come in and make sure that he's at least a little bit above there, because he should be.
Take a penny over. Take a penny over. You still have to pay with a penny over.
Just so you can claim that you're the number one. Right.
Got you. All right. So let's dive into this one right here. This is history right here. This has got America stirred up. This has got people fired up. It's got people excited to vote. I mean, beforehand we knew the elections were coming up, and it's just like, which old white guy are you going to take? Is it the one that's stirring up, tension in America for the past 4 years, or is it one who's probably slightly better and probably can unite us a little bit? But I think I think he played his card right on this one, regardless if it's just, a lot of people are downplaying the pick. I mean, I've seen a bunch of different comments. So we all know that Kamala Harris and Biden debated and went at it toe to toe in all the debates earlier this year, and she said some things about him that were true that a lot of people didn't want to know, or she dogged him, and they went back and forth, and that to me, that's politics. I mean, you have to say what you got to say or do what you got to do to win. We're not on the same team at this point. We're just trying to take it. Somebody needs to be the front runner to go against what we already have.
Yeah.
So we knew Biden was going to pick a woman, and I think that he had to, outside of her credentials, take credentials away. I think he had to pick her to lock in some unsure people, unsure voters, mainly the black vote, black women. But this ever since he picked her, I've seen a lot of people excited. Howard University. Homecoming's gonna be November 3rd at Howard University, and all this stuff. And look, I'm excited now. Now that I know what the team is looking like, this kind of gives her a platform to step up in the next 8 years if she wants to. And this gives her a shot of just kind of showing everybody what she can do. So, but then I've seen some people trying to tear her down. Oh, she's not black. She's not claiming to be black. She's mixed this, mixed that. I don't care at this point if Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse were on the Democratic ticket. I'm voting for Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. I think they can take us in a different direction where we've been at.
Right.
So, and what politician has perfect politics? Nobody. So a lot of people think because she's put more black men in jail. Yeah, I mean, nobody has perfect politics, but right now it's lesser of two evils almost. But who has the better shot at uniting us as Americans? That's my take on it. So
yeah, I'm with all that.
Yeah. Rob, you got anything?
No, I mean I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, a lot of I've seen and heard all the comments, and as far as that, she put so many black people in jail, or stop breaking the law. I mean, Jesus Christ. It is, but I get it. I get it. She's not black enough. I mean, define black. What is that? Right. What is that? I mean, really? I mean, you go to any HBCU, go on the college campus, and you tell me what black is. You can't define it based on, like her dad's Jamaican, her mother's Indian, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who cares? What does she?
If she get pulled over, she getting the same treatment that any of us are getting.
Same treatment. I mean, come on. It ain't. They're not letting up on her. It is what it is.
Right. And trust and believe, 45 support his supporters. They don't see her as mixed at all either.
Right.
They one clear vision of what she is.
Yeah.
So
they did the same thing to President Obama too. So I mean, it is.
Look, they're still trying to tear him down.
Yeah. Man, been out off. He did his 8 and hit the gate.
Right. And again, a lot of people didn't believe, truly, believe in a lot of his politics too, agree with a lot of his politics. But look, there's no perfect politician. There's some things you're gonna like, there's some things you're not gonna like. But I will tell you this: for 8 years, this country was something different than what it is the past 4. Yeah. So if we want to, we could blame the pandemic on Donald Trump. Like he blamed I forgot what he blamed on Obama, but we can blame the pandemic on Trump.
Comes up with a new thing every week,
exactly. 45 is starting to birth her stuff already, and she's not legally eligible.
She's wow.
Yeah. All right. Come on now. We know what it is, but we just need to get out there and vote. Or look, if you're living in Maryland, if you're watching, you're living in Maryland, and you want to vote from absentee ballot, whatever, mail-in ballot. You have to sign up. Go online. I forgot the website. I'll post online. Go online and ask for your mail-in ballot and vote.
Yeah.
Drive it to the election place if you have to. If you don't trust the mail, drive it there. Let's just get this done. It's gonna be big. I don't know if I can take another 4 years of the last 4. There we go. Vote. There you go. Plain and simple.
There you go, Dave.
There you go, Dave. Dave's political message in 2020. Vote or now. We love you, Kevin.
It's a platform we can all get behind.
So, let me get rid of this. I forgot to get rid of it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is our Black Business Series. Week 6, CB? 5, 6?
Something like that. I got to do a better job of keeping track of that.
Right. And this week, we have a friend of mine, friend of the family, from Grown Ass Cigar Society, Rob Brown, but I think he's got something else up there in the name tag. Rob is in the house tonight, and the questions, send it all. We're about to get into it. So my first question: what got you into cigars?
When I became a Shriner. And I was in college. I became a Shriner in 1996, November 3rd, 1996. Actually. And that was just a part of the celebration. Wasn't used to it. Didn't know too much about it, but that, it looked cool. So you try it out.
Right.
As time goes on, every shrine ball you go to, it was the same thing. Taking baby steps. You first starting out by getting the cigars from the gas station in the little tubes and all that stuff. You just want to look the part.
Right. Little black and mild here and there, right?
Well, no. Well, that was high school. Black and mild was high school. Yeah, I did. Yeah, man. Goodness, you're gonna make me tell it though. But yeah, so yeah, I did that, and it was like taking baby steps, and as time went on, you kind of grow into it. And then once I graduated college, and I want to say maybe that was 1999. So let's say about 2003, which is when I started working for the Department of Corrections. Mm-hmm. You kind of need something to unwind after those type of days, and so I that it just kind of carried on, but. During that time, you start to realize there's certain facets to the whole culture. Oh, there is a mild cigar, or there is a medium cigar, and I found that out the hard way. I came home from work one day and ended up I just went to the store. We had a cigar bar right down the street. I used to go in there and ask them a bunch of questions. And so I ended up grabbing a strong cigar. It was a full-body cigar. Sat out there by the pool, lit it up, and I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up. And I wasn't aware that those can have that effect on you. So I had to kind of take my time. You got to drink water. It's a lot of things, man. You got to drink. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but. There are different facets to this whole culture. You just have to know where you start and do some of the right things to kind of wiggle your way correctly into the culture, and then you just grow from there. Right. But that's how I started.
Okay, for those who may be watching or will watch, don't know what a full body cigar is necessarily, give them a quick rundown what a full body is.
Okay, so you have mild, medium, and full. People may have different names for them, but a mild cigar is what you want to start out with. It's usually like a Connecticut wrapper, and I'm not saying all Connecticut wrappers are mild, but normally you start out with a Connecticut type cigar. It's all in the strength of the cigar, and that relates to a certain amount of nicotine that's that's in the different cigars. We call them sticks sometimes. So that's part of it. Now, before I go on, people say, well, cigarette, same thing, nicotine. No, it's not. You don't inhale cigars. You kind of take your time with it. So you take in the smoke and you blow it right out. I don't care, like, if it's freezing cold in your area, pouring raining, somebody got to take a cigarette break, even if it's in a little small corner. You've seen it.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think your mic went out. All right. While Rob fixes volume, I'm gonna say I remember the first time I tried a cigar. I didn't know, I didn't know the different strengths of the cigar, and all I know is
Can you hear me now?
we got you. And I just remember after my first cigar, like, first of all, I couldn't get all the way. I think what I had was too strong for my first go round, and it jacked me up.
Yeah.
Not even halfway through the cigar, and I was like, "Yo, what is going on?" Like, say I had to go lay down. So
you want to go take a nap, didn't you? Yeah.
But go ahead, continue. I was just telling my first cigar experience.
Yeah, I was just saying, a lot of people, if people that smoke cigarettes, they got to get that cigarette break in. Yep. It don't matter if it's freezing cold or it's raining. You'll see them tucked in the corner somewhere trying to get it in, but you cannot do that with a cigar. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, how did Grown Ash come to be? What's the story behind Grown Ash coming to be?
Grown Ash actually started in your father's basement. Me and my man Gregory Eaton, the cupcake guy.
Oh, I know the cupcakes. I know.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah. So we was up there, of course, visiting your father. It was a Masonic ceremony that we had to attend. And after that was, it was a couple of days, and we were down there just vibing, just thinking of ideas, playing music and talking, and that's where it came up. I just started saying, I need to start a club, something that I can do extra that kind of keeps me happy, pretty much. You don't want to get caught up in the monotony of every other thing that you do. So, I want to do something different, So we were down there and I started saying, I'm a grown ass man. And then I said, I'm a grown ash man. And then I said, Grown Ash Cigar Society. That's how all that started. Down in your father's basement.
Tasted like wine.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
So from that moment, how long did it? Because we want to capture people who have a business idea and how long it takes them to get the business on the map going. So how long from that moment did it take you to get Grown Ash off the ground?
That was actually in, man, I want to say we were in your area in, I want to say November. I think that's when elections was. Eric can correct me if not. It was either September or November. Grown Ash, as I thought about it, Grown Ash actually was formulated in early January. Okay, he said November 2017. So it was so from that time I actually put all the paperwork together, made some phone calls, and got everything formulated early January. Now it can go faster than that. It all depends on how fast your thoughts go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the person. Do you believe in what you believe in? Do you really believe in it? Do you really want to make it happen? Okay, this is what you need to do. So of course, you have to reach out to some people. You kind of study some people that's in your same field. and then you just go from there. So it just took me it was just a matter of months. Now from that point, it was, let's see, we started early January, but the club itself, it started as a club first. That was in February, the second weekend of February. I had a meeting and everything. And I want to say, man, February is actually when we started the Facebook group as well. That was 2 years ago. Started with a couple. Now we at up to 6,700, and that's just 2 years.
Wow.
What's it like being part of a community like that? To see it grow like that fast. What's it like to see a community, like that just grow like that?
Yeah, I mean, because first it's almost like you stepping out there and you like I was posting a lot of pictures. I was attending other people's events. And so you post a picture, you kind of put it out there, people like, comment, whatever, you start the group and you start doing the same thing. And then people follow suit. They was already doing it in other groups, so some of your friends in your other groups came to your group. So it's not like everybody's in just growing ash. Everybody's in different other groups, but we all come together and vibe. If they like the vibe, they stay, they hang out, they buy the apparel, buy the whatever. But if they don't, it's been people that, they left the group. It's cool. Ain't no love lost. It is what it is. But we keep going because we're not trying to, it's not, the cigar culture is not like trying to hold you and keep you in one spot. It's a free flowing culture. You be a part of it. You make certain things happen. You have events. You invite people to it. You support other people as well. I always say you show love, you get love. Mm-hmm. And that's how we keep everything reciprocated. Keep it going. Just showing love.
Right. Yeah, now, and into even before you got the business, just getting into cigars in general.
Right.
Were you shocked at how many women are cigar smokers?
At first, yeah. Yeah, I mean, growing up in the industry, like in 2003, when I first started getting into it, you see it, but it wasn't until I kind of really paid attention to the culture and started getting in it. It's shocking at first, but it's not really shocking, if that makes sense. Like it's like, oh, okay, they do it. Oh, okay. Because there's some women outsmoke men.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, man, I ain't lying to you now. It's some women, and shout out to my wife. My wife smokes cigars to me. She outsmokes some of the guys because a lot. If you pay attention, a lot of guys they come in with the flavor cigar, and I ain't got nothing against the flavor cigars, but that's where their comfort zone is, the flavor cigar. But there's some women out there, my wife included, that is, I named the cigar after her to call it the Fire Stick. It's a smaller version of the cigar that is named after your father, the EK, the K2326.
Okay.
It's a smaller version of that. But that one that he got, you talking about sitting down and taking, yes, sir. That's it. That's it. That's one. That's the one.
Yeah, that thing. I talked to him earlier, and he said that when he called me, he was laying down on the couch. He said he had to go lay down. He said he had to go down at the East store.
Well, you made me choke.
He had to go lay down. Literally, like he was on the couch, like in his comfort level, like hand behind his head, like I had to go lay down on that one. But the picture alone from that. My God, that's a grown man cigar.
but you know what? Smoking cigars with Eric, it's been I know what he likes. I know what his strength is. And you talking about juicy fruit cigar. But I know what he likes. It's a cigar that we call a Sovereign, right? It's a 6.5 by 70, one of the thicker ones. Mm-hmm. It's a Maduro, so it's a dark wrapper. He loved that one. And so and actually he actually named that cigar as well. But I had a conversation with him about that. But when I got the blend that I have for him now, I said, you know what, this one is stronger than that one. Although I know he likes that strength.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dark. It's not a dark leaf. It's a sun-grown Habano, 5-year aged, all Nicaraguan tobacco. So it has a bit of spice and bite. It'll creep up on you. I said, you know what, he'll really like that one. And so when I gave him the idea, you're like, yeah, man, Ron, you know, he was appreciative, and we just ran with it. And let me just say this, I sent you some cigars. You know that? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't get the story yet.
Yeah, I sent you some cigars. It was before I got the bands for that cigar right there.
Uh-huh.
I had sent some sample blends to him and some other stuff, and I had sent you like a 5-pack. Because remember one of your podcasts I was on, and you said, you know, you're gonna have to send me some cigars. I said, I got you. So I did. Now, what this is that mailing system thing that they got going on. That thing been in transit for like 3 weeks. It's in Maryland. Yep.
Because I was like, maybe I should we were wanting to figure out if we were going to smoke on the show tonight, because I mean it's a laid back kind of thing to do, and then we were like, well, worst case scenario we could do is we'll get some cigars from you. We can always circle back and give our reviews on. I mean, but hey, look, we appreciate it. Like I said, that mailing system's a little tough. The thing is like a mule kick. Trump's postal general's holding it up.
But yeah, man, I sent you some. I sent you a whole 5-pack. It was one that's called the Classic McCall.
Oh, wow.
I sent it, and I told him that those were for you, because I kind of thought that you were going to give them to, you know, like you guys.
Give them to the guys, yeah.
You know, yep. And I said, you know, and I might, you know, I don't want to get a note, but I said I might just hide and light up myself just to, you know, to vibe with them. But him and I, we've been talking about it, and he said, man, that thing been in transit for like 3 weeks now. Sitting in Maryland, no lie.
Wow. So you talked about leaves, and you talked about blends, and creating your own. So what goes into creating your own cigars or branding? What goes into that? I got a couple guys watching out of that huge in cigars, and what goes into all that?
First of all, knowing what you like, knowing what the people around you like, knowing what other people like. Like I don't necessarily like to smoke Connecticut, which is a mild cigar, but I have made I've had the blends of certain cigars made in Connecticut for other people. So it's knowing what you like. It's knowing what we call your palate, knowing what your taste buds like as far as the cigar is concerned. Do you like the bite? Do you like the spice? Do you like a little bit more mild? Do you like thick smoke? You know, that type of stuff. So, and then you work with somebody that knows, you know, how to create that, and you give them your mindset. They give it back to you, and if you like it, you run with it. If you don't, you know, send them back to the drawing board.
How long does that process normally take? Like, to create that. I mean, let me go back here real quick.
It don't take.
Create that monster right there.
You know what? What it was? Okay, I have 3 cigars that's similar to that one. The first one is the Classic McCall. That's named after my partner in Texas. His name is Albert McCall. Okay. And I call it classic because he's a classy type guy. And I know the ring gauge on that is a 6.5 by 52. Ring gauge is the circumference of the cigar. 6.5 is the length. So that's I know that's what he liked. So we went with that for him. And then you got the Fire Stick. That's named after my wife. You know, she has a business. Shout out to Fire Gems accessories. You know, she sells jewelry.
Nice.
And so what happened was, because those were doing so well, when I went to my guy, he said, you know what, I have a bigger one that you might like. You need to try this. And I'm like, well, what is it? He said, it's just like the Fire Stick, but it's bigger. I said, really? He said, yeah, why don't you try it? If you like it, we'll keep it going. So I took it, and I was like, oh boy, this the one right here. This the one. But see, what happens is, once you have something that you like, you have to gain that inspiration to put something behind it. Mm-hmm. And if you think about all my cigars that I have, it's something inspired me to do it. Everybody's either a close friend or a family member. Like I have a couple here. I can show you. Is it all right if I show them?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
So the one that we were just speaking of, we call it the EK. That's the K2326.
Named after the legend himself.
Yeah. Huh?
Named after the legend himself.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So that's a 7x60 sun-grown Habano closed foot, 5-year age tobacco. Then you have the Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic. See that funny shape? That's a Solomon. It's almost like a torpedo up here, but like a fatter torpedo at the bottom. But it's a Solomon. So this is like a 7x58 circumference. Down here, like 58. That's named after Rodney. You met Rodney, a roommate.
Yep.
That's my partner. And then this is one of the best sellers. This is like one of my favorites. That's the Eleanors. That's the one that's named after my grandmother's and my mom. My mom's name is Eleanor, and both of my grandma's names are Inez. One just passed this year, April of this year. So that's one of my babies. That's one of my favorites. And then you got the biggest named after my man here in West Palm Beach. That helps me out with the group. James JT Thomas. We call him Bigger. And this is a 6.5x60 barber pole.
Wow.
Barber pole because it's got two different wrappers. It looks just like a barber pole. This is the only 5-year age barber pole that we have. We do have barber poles, but this is the extra premium one. So we named that the Bigger because heavy. And then of course that's the Don Roberto. Guess who that's named after? but I mean, it was just a play with words. A lot of times when I go to my mom's house and she'd come out of the room, she'd say Roberto, because she knows, like growing up, I used to speak Spanish a lot. That was one of my favorite languages. Now I'm not saying I'm fluent, that I can speak, talk to everybody, hold a conversation. But I can understand what you're saying.
At least it's a bathroom.
I put it together. I can put it together. So, but yeah. So I mean, you got those, and then of course the Fire Stick. I don't have it because I just got a shipment in. But it's a like your father's on. It's a 5.5x54. So it's a little short, what we call robusto. But it's very stout. It's very stout. But I named that one after my wife because she's a fire. She's fire. That's my baby. So
nice.
How did
go ahead, CB?
I want to know, how did because it started as a group. How did it evolve into you having making your own blends and having your own cigars and all of that kind of stuff?
Oh, okay. Well, let's just call it it was a move. So it started as a club group, whatever, but we called it a whole grown ash movement. Mm-hmm. It was about the culture, just taking over, just having fun with some of everybody. You vibe with this one, you vibe with that one, but you bring everybody together and just have a good time. So it started out with apparel. So we do have shirts. He flashed the shirts earlier. And so that was just kind of like to get the name out people in different states and countries with the Grown Ash shirt on, and so whenever we come to their city or town or state or whatever, everybody come together. We're rocking a Grown Ash.
Real quick, if y'all to see that
Go ahead.
Grown Ash gear that Rob is talking about, just give
That's
y'all.
it.
So keep talking, Rob, while we just flash through some of the gear you got.
Okay. Well, those two right there, the Savage and that one Grown Ash, the one with the gorilla, we call that the Grown Ash Beast. Those are the two new ones.
Nice.
But anyway, so it started like that, and of course we always vibe with different groups, different people. Whenever we go places, we like to get together and smoke cigars and talk and have a great time. Be it DC, be it San Diego, be it Atlanta, Georgia, be it Jacksonville, or here in West Palm Beach, or wherever we go, have a great time. So the group was growing, and the master blender that I worked with, he called me. I was actually working, and it was about 2:30 in the morning. So I'm about to get off. I'm already tired. So it's a strange phone call. I'm like, yo, yeah, what's up? And he was like, listen, man, you ever thought about getting into the cigar business? Cigars itself. I'm like, no, it's just, I think that's too much. I don't want to deal with it. And he was like, no, bro. He said, man, look, your group is growing. I think that'd be a good look for you. Whatever you want to do, I help you. He already knew what, because he was watching me for a while. So he know what I like. He know what my taste like. I like a full body, whatever. So we started talking. And then I told him, I said, man, no, I really don't want to. I said, I think that's gonna be a bit much. That's too much involved. And he said, no, bro. He said, listen, a lot of people want you to think it's a lot involved because they don't want you to get involved. He said, but whatever you want, let me know, and I help you. I got you. I said, okay, we'll try it. And it's been on ever since. And that started May of last year.
Wow. And people on your website, they can, if they want these cigars, they can go on your website and find them.
The cigars are not on the website as of yet.
Okay.
If they want cigars, they can go like in the group. A lot of people would just inbox me. Gotcha. Or if they don't have social media, people that in the group that know them, I tell them, give them a phone number, and they call me, and we place the order online, and then I just ship it out to them.
Got you.
Not online as of yet, but it's coming.
Right. So this is not a loaded question, and this is outside of ours still coming to us. How do you typically ship your cigars if you were to ship it to somebody? What's your shipping procedure? Like, how do you ship?
Well, you mean like packaging?
Yeah. Well, no. Like, do you do 2-day, overnight? How is it?
No, I do the priority 2 or 3 day.
Okay.
Whether be it in that the box, if depending on how many they order.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So if it's in a box, or if I have to get a padded envelope, if it's a padded envelope, I definitely have to wrap them real good and put them, in some other stuff to create this extra barrier. Because these days, these mail people, they just throwing you stuff around. So, I got to be careful with that.
We got that cheesecake a couple weeks ago, and I mean, it came, it was intact, but the icing was, and the guy literally came to my door holding it this way instead of.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I mean, nobody care these days, but
wow,
that thing could have been in pieces, and everybody would have got a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, since they're not technically selling on your website yet, can you project what's going to be your biggest seller when you go live with them? Or right now, what's your biggest one that everybody seems to be into?
I would have to give you. I would have to give you at least 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Give you 4. The Elinairs, a lot of people that like that, it's a Maduro, 7x60 Maduro. That's the one that's named after my grandma. The Fire Stick, because a lot of people, it packs a punch, and then a lot of people like that. And I would actually say maybe the K2326 is actually picking up now. Everybody want them. So got to send some out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And I would say any of the barber poles, but the bigger, because it's a 5-year age, extra strength barber pole, they like that one too.
Gotcha. What for the drinkers, because most people, they enjoy fine brandy or whatever with their cigar. What goes into pairing a cigar with alcohol?
Well, I'll tell you what some people say, and then I'll tell you what I say. Well, what I say is whatever you like to drink, you pair it with your cigar. It don't matter what it is. Now, what some people say is, if you have a strong cigar, then drink something a little lighter. If you have a light cigar, drink something a little stronger because it creates a balance.
Okay.
That's what some people say. Me, myself, I drink either a whiskey, like that new Uncle Near's. I like that. Or I have I like bourbons too, be it Woodford Creek. But now I actually got hooked up with a guy out of matter of fact, he's one of my brothers as well, but he's out of Mississippi. He makes a bourbon. Y'all drink?
Yeah,
occasionally.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hook you up.
Yeah, no, look.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna have to hook you up, man. But
ask him about his mama's iced tea.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Yeah, that's that mama's tea, boy. That mama's tea, how you sitting around like a crackhead, actually. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's actually it's not an alcoholic beverage, but it's a special way that my mom taught me how to make tea. So I named it Mama's Tea.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he's taught. He's had it because he was here and my mom was here at the same time, and I had her bring some tea, and he tried it. Matter of fact, I think we were at IHOP, and I went out and got a couple of cups and let him taste. Yeah, so that was his first experience with the Mama's Tea.
Nice.
Yeah.
With the pandemic going on, how has this obviously it's affected your group or your gatherings? What have you done to counter that, or how are you guys meeting up or just socializing these days?
Well, what it has affected is the gatherings. So the events, we're not doing events.
Right.
But it has actually helped us because with this pandemic going on, nobody has any time to do anything else but to sit around, smoke cigars, and drink. So I get a lot more business now than anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And with the whole, with all this other foolishness that's going on, a lot of people, they look for me because I'm a black-owned business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
That's why we on here, right?
That's why we on.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed to dive into a platform that wasn't necessarily being covered right now. A lot of podcasts that I saw, and it started off as just doing a local idea thing, but then E. Rich, who's not on tonight, he's in Cali, and then it became I got the cake, Patty Cake Piper, she's in Cali.
Yeah.
Then it became why not do just black businesses in general, whether you're small or large,
Right.
and just spotlight somebody
Right.
or something, just to say that we're hitting a different platform. And I brought the idea to the group. Most all the time we seem to agree on a lot of things.
Right.
Where we want to take the stuff or what we want to do outside of shoes.
Yeah.
So, and it's been kind of eye opening. I'm gonna give my just my take on what we've experienced the past couple of weeks. A lot of people, from we've had a company that was struggling.
Yeah.
had to, adjust how you do food orders. How they, had to handle everyday customer interaction with food and just business in general. We had some people, fear goes up, and security is needed all over.
Yeah, of course.
And some people weren't affected at all.
Right.
So and I just learned a lot, and I feel like the little bit that we can offer or do just some kind of platform, it's been fun, and it just gives each week a different theme of something to handle. So
yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
why we're here. That's why we're here. But I knew cigars is a huge, like you say, huge thing right now, because if people can't go out nowhere, at least they can still smoke a cigar on their patio or on their porch, and can't nobody take it away from them. They ain't got to wear a mask doing it, and it kind of gives you some kind of normalcy of that's one thing that hasn't been affected by the pandemic.
Yeah.
Where do you want, saying we get out of this pandemic sooner than later, what's your next step for Grown Ash? Like, what do you want to, what's the next tier of Grown Ash society? Cigar society.
Once the pandemic is over, at some point, I do want to do like a Grown Ash movement in different states, almost like a family reunion, kind of sort of, to bring everybody back. And I'm not saying everybody's dispersed, but just kind of reunite with family. I haven't been to DC. I used to come to DC all the time, so I haven't been there, but I love to come up and see the brothers and all the cigar smokers and whatnot. And just go to different places, man, because it's one of those. See, the culture is funny. People get it twisted. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a rant.
No. Look, this is what we do. This is what we do. Talk.
Yeah, people get it twisted because. Okay, let me give you an example. I was in San Diego last year, and I was on somebody's podcast, and the question that was asked to me was, "What do you hate about the not hate, but what are some of the things that you dislike about the cigar culture?" And I said, the main thing is when you go to these different spots, it becomes territorial.
Right.
And so this one I want to support. Oh, you don't want to support that. Man, it's a cigar. That's all it is. It's a cigar and it's people getting together. I mean, come on. But really it becomes territorial.
Yeah.
And so, with this whole Grown Ash movement, we not like that. We try our best not to even appear in that fashion. And that's why, we call it a movement, because we want to bring more people together. That's what the cigar is really supposed to do. You're not supposed to talk about politics. You're not supposed to talk about religion. Those are the two big no-nos when it comes to cigars, cigar smoking, because everybody has a different opinion, and it just kills the whole vibe. So you don't want to get into those conversations while you smoke a cigar. You don't want to get into it.
You want the good energy.
Yeah. So track, go to the different places that I've been going and some other places and bring everybody together. Like we just shout out to Grown Ash, Mississippi. I was about to tell you about the guy. It's a guy that makes the bourbon in Mississippi, and he's working on some things for me. So once everything is in place, I'm gonna hook you up. I don't know about the mailing system. I might have to drive it up there. So I don't know. This crazy. I probably get it up there faster than the mailing system will. But
Grown Ash, Mississippi. The bourbon in Grown Ash, Mississippi will lead to drunk asses in DC.
Yeah, man. But that's my guy, Stevie, and Jay. Jay makes his own beard oil. He's in Mississippi. He does beard wash, beard oils, all that stuff. But he's in. Yeah, that's Rodney. No one owns the culture. Yeah, absolutely right. But that's Mr. Magic. Matter of fact, CB, that's Mr. Magic right there.
Okay.
That's a cigar. But yeah, so you got those guys, man, and some other place I want to go to Texas, because we've been vibing with a lot of people in Texas, Houston, My main man is in Killeen, and I mean, it's just so many different places. But I would want to go revisit the spots that I've been, DC being one of them. Mm-hmm. But then go to other places. You know, it's like almost like a tour. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah,
that sounds wonderful. I mean,
awesome.
It just seems like, I mean, we've been in this thing for what, 5-6 months now, almost.
Yeah,
and it still literally feels like yesterday. Like I was just doing something outside, you know, outside of the pandemic, you know. Mm-hmm. But you take a step back and realize how long you've been here, and now is the time to build, create, and for the next phase of the world or America, whatever, when it relaunches. Because if you don't come out of this pandemic ready to do something, then you've been wasting the time that God is giving you to sit still.
You're exactly right. Right now is the time to sit back and reflect and replay. You're absolutely right. That's wasted time.
Yeah.
And with that, I mean, post you doing a WRSC cigar, you know, WRSC, what's today's day? 8/13. You know,
just put that out there, right? Just put it out there.
Because cigars are some wonderful people. There you go. I met some wonderful. Yeah, cigar like that, and I would say hookah. As those are the big social things to do that people were doing before all this. Like you got cigar bars, and then in DC for sure, you know, hookah bars, hookah spots started popping up out of everywhere, and that became the I think the generational thing. Like it's the age. You can tell the ages for the hookah. Like cigars definitely refined, and you definitely have a tier of clientele in the cigar business. And then when you go into the hookah world, there is definitely a tier of clientele.
Right.
What's this one right here? Got some comments real quick. Got some builders in the room.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You gonna let them clown you like that? Not the bubblegum cigar.
That's okay. Before we get ready to wrap up, we got a couple questions to ask you, Rob.
Okay.
What do you miss most pre-pandemic? What's one thing you miss outside of the cigars?
Man, you kind of just being able to go somewhere freely. Restaurants. Have you noticed if somebody sneezes or cough around you, how more serious it is now than it?
Yes. Yeah.
Man. If somebody sneezes now, you look at black man, you better go. That bull.
Better get up out of here with that, man.
Yo, before Jordan came out and told everybody that it was, you know, bad pizza, it had me looking at the flu game like he was a really selfish person. You know what I mean? Like it gave it a different context.
Yeah.
Right. That flu game is food poison game.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I know one thing I miss outside of just having your friends at your kind of, you know, your arm's reach or whatever. I think the movies kind of thing. I mean, I can watch the movies at home. You know, you can see that's good. But if you the experience, I think it's all about the experience. Dark room, you know, something about that movie theater popcorn.
Right.
It gets you, you know, and a soda you're not gonna finish. You never finish. But it's just something that. What does he say? For baby showers and birth of your baby. All right. Atmosphere of the movie. CB, what about you?
I mean, it's really just I miss the homies, man. Like just getting to hang out with you know our friends. You know, the other day when you got to drive by and drop off the cheesecake and everything, and you know, that was the first time we had seen each other in person at any distance, and you know, since March. So, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, just getting to hang out with friends and family more freely and not worried, you know, not concerned, those kinds of things. That's what I miss, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Dave was like, I miss cigars on the stars of my cigar family.
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, definitely. Just the camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's January was
Right.
CB, my friend.
It's my mentor. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Just graduated.
Shout out to Roya. Congrats. Got that MBA.
Yeah, congrats to you.
One more question came to mind, Rob, before we get to our top three. So CB mentioned I visited him a couple weeks ago with the cake, and it was an awkward. It was a great to see you, but awkward like first 2 minutes moment or whatever. Like, you know, you didn't give the prerequisite conversation. Like, you know, are you dapping during all this? You know, are you hugging, or you know, are we just talking? Like, it felt weird. And have you come across that yet? Like, should the prerequisite that should be made before you come across people now?
Yeah.
That was hilarious though.
Yeah. Let's dive into. So we asked everybody the same questions. Let's dive in. Top three movies. See where you're at with the top three.
You mean like my personal top three?
Yeah. Yep. Personal top three of all time. Give Roy a WRC cigar so she can blow bubbles.
There you go. God, man, I don't know if I want to call it much. Okay. The three movies I like of all time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Half Baked.
It's hilarious.
It's stupid, but it's hilarious. Like,
yeah.
New Jack City.
Oh, yeah.
And you ever saw Legend of Bagger Vance with Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah. That's one of them.
Gotcha.
I like it because of the leadership qualities in it. You know, those certain little. That's why I really like that one. I can actually sit and just watch that movie and get some inspiration and you know, shoot for the star. Yeah.
Nice. Before we get into your albums, I did have one more question. I got right here. So I asked my dad where the name of the cigar came from, and he was silent. He got a lot to say right now about other stuff, but he wouldn't tell me how the name came about with the cigar.
Right.
What's the inspiration behind the name?
Well, the 26 is you know, that's his large number, you know that. Fellowship Lodge 26. The 23 has something to do with employment. We'll leave it there. Okay. But it was like, see, in the beginning, I needed a job, so I was looking for him. And when it comes to the 26, that's when he was looking for me, because I was already, you know, in the Masonic order. So it's where our stories collide. I just put it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's dope.
Okay. That's
like
dope.
that,
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into. Let's do your albums. Top three albums.
Dang. Top three. I'm gonna go, and you know, I don't think a lot of people would say this, but I'm gonna go with the 2 Live Crew.
Okay.
The reason is because I'm a Florida boy, so I gotta rep Florida somewhere.
I understand
so
that.
2 Live Crew, the first album, Nasty They Want to Be. That's where I grew up, you know, in that whole little culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Aquemini, Outkast.
Yeah.
Liberation is my favorite song. That song right now is kind of good for right now. What's going on? If you go back and listen to it, you'll hear a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I was listening to it earlier. And I like the Blueprint. Jay-Z, the first one.
That's
can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with that. That's tied to 9/11, so that's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's
I never forget where I was when that album came out. Gee whiz. And I went to the store still get the album in Circuit City, and I saw all the planes going into the towers, the rerun.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. What a world we live in.
Wow.
But for those, let's see, we got a question real quick. Godfather 1, Heat, WRSC, Smoke. For those of y'all who watch, I want to thank y'all. Episode 58 has been great. Part of our Black Business Series, Tobacco Road, featuring Robert Brown from Grown Ash Cigar Society.
Yes, sir.
Now we gotta stick to our roots, what we know. So last week we started a new segment called Copper Drop. CB picks a shoe every week that's getting ready to come out. He's going to give stats on it tonight, and we can decide if it's something we're going to cop or drop. Meaning we want it or we don't want it. So there you go, right there, CB. What we looking at?
So these are the Air Jordan 1 High Zoom. Some are calling them Rage Green. Some are calling them Zen Green. But the cool thing about this version of the shoe is that it's a Zoom midsole. So it's basically the comfiest way that you can rock a Jordan 1. These already dropped, I believe, in the UK back in March, and they sold out. And so I'm expecting these to be one of those.
Look at that bottom.
Yeah, it's dope. They had a racer. It was a racer blue version that dropped in March, and I guess the most recent ones of these, were a couple weeks ago. We know he's the plug.
Yeah,
but those the racer blue ones that dropped in March were awesome, and I also think that these are pretty dope personally. And Jordan 1s, it's hard to, for me, that's my personal favorite Jordan model of all time. So
that's the most coming out right now. It's all ones right now. That's because they can go with, they blend with every outfit. They don't have to match. Yeah, but they're just the most versatile shoe right now. Right. So that leads us into For the Soul. I went first last week, CB, right? Just us in the room tonight. It should be quick and painless. CB acts like he keeps the shoe anticipation of keeping the shoe behind him and walking across the room.
Oh, this one y'all show the different shoes.
Yeah, this is we just spotlight a shoe every week, and
So this is not an exclusive. This is nothing crazy. I bring these up because Soul Links continues to do nothing but drop coupon codes that just bring up things that are hard to pass up. So these are some of the newer NMDs. And one of the things that I was thinking of is, since we have some friends that actually do like customs, getting one of them to, customize the top since it's all white. But boost midsole, super comfy. But these were also on the super deal. So it's hard to pass that up.
Soul Links is always killer. All right. CB, you've seen these. We've done this. I haven't put them on the show, but we.
Right. They're worth being on the show.
Yeah.
Something pops.
Mind you, there's still DS too, CB.
Haven't worn them yet, huh?
Yeah, right. So we got the the special paper and all that. But we got the.
Look at you.
33.
Okay.
Still, that bottom is.
Yeah, you can tell those haven't been worn yet. These were the first ones with that lacing system, right?
Yep. The pull tab. Now everybody's.
Yeah.
Going pull tab lacing.
Mm-hmm.
Release on the side. So yeah.
Engineered for flight.
Yep. It's got the Nike Air on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So he's done that a lot lately, putting the Nike back on the shoe.
Yeah.
Outside of the logo. So, but yeah, never worn.
That's the thing. Like, been getting all these shoes, or even shoes that we've had, and we got nowhere to wear them.
Nope. This is the best time for me to show them off is for the soul, because other than that, they're gonna be sitting in the house.
Right. Exactly.
Just put them on and walk to the kitchen. And then take them.
Yep.
Exactly. I've got some good stuff. So hopefully I got some stuff coming. Hopefully I get a confirmation sooner than later.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. And that'll definitely be on For the Soul. But
yeah, for sure.
Rob, we appreciate you, brother, for coming through and just blessing us with your knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. You know how that is.
Way to go, son. Family pride. Keep them clean for next year. Exactly. Look, 2021 around the corner. So
yes, sir.
All this stuff talking for 2021 because everything. I feel like Superfly, just house shoes, dad shoes now, just stocking up for the next phase. But
right,
man.
Thanks, Rob, for joining us. Thank you for everybody who watched us on IG. That went down a few minutes ago. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and next week. So we forgot last week to plug this week, but next week, Black Business Series continues. We have Ferocious Fitness. So Black-owned fitness trainer. He's got his own company. He was actually in the same parking lot where the old BPI office was.
Okay.
Right across the street from each other. Building. So, and he went to high school with me too. So, Rodney Wormley will be on here next week talking about how we can stay fit during this pandemic. Go see him, all that good stuff. But tonight was all about the cigars. Our family down in Florida. We're gonna get us some shirts. So we have to wear the shirts on the show.
Yeah, Rob, where can everybody find you?
Oh yeah. Plug all your stuff, Rob. There you go. So
okay.
That's why
grownash.com. Facebook is Grown Ash Cigar Society. You can join the group if you smoke cigars. Even if you're not an avid smoker, you can at least go in and join and learn. And IG is at Grown Ash Cigar Society as well. And that's pretty much it. Shout out to all my Grown Ash family from near and far, DC, Jacksonville, West Palm, San Diego, Atlanta, Texas, wherever you may be. Shout out to you. Much love to you. And I appreciate y'all. Nice meeting you, CB. I be watching I be watching, but
yeah, man.
When I come up there, you gotta come by now.
Hey, no, I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
He's there, and then us, we have grown as a family. So me and CB, Superfly is on vacation, and E-Rich had something going on with his family, but wherever both of those guys are, best luck to those guys. And so it started with us, so it shall be with us tonight, CB. But you can find us on YouTube.
Yep.
Google Play, iTunes, Facebook,
SoundCloud.
All that. Google us and you'll find us. But that's it, y'all. We are something else.
Peace.